You've probably come across this idea floating around everywhere, that manifesting your dreams is all about vibrating high. Just stay positive, keep that gratitude flowing, and force yourself into a state of happiness. And boom, the universe hands you everything on a silver platter. But let's be real here. If that were the case, why are so many folks out there meditating like pros, reciting affirmations till they're blue in the face, and plastering smiles on even when life feels like a total mess? Yet they're still spinning their wheels in the same old spot? I've seen it time and again, and maybe you've felt it too. That nagging sense that no matter how hard you try to amp up those good vibes, your reality just doesn't budge. It's frustrating, right? Like you're doing all the right things, but the results? Crickets. Well, I'm here to tell you straight up, you don't need to vibrate high to manifest. In fact, that whole approach is often a sneaky trap that keeps you stuck, and today we're diving into why that is, pulling from some ancient wisdom that's been overlooked for way too long, Thoth's lost teachings. Apply this, and watch what unfolds in your life. But first, we gotta unpack the myth that's holding so many back. Think about it. The high vibe mantra sounds great on paper. Be happy, think positive, and the law of attraction will do the rest. But here's the kicker. It's not about the emotions themselves. It's about authenticity. When you force yourself to feel good just to tick off some manifestation checklist, you're not fooling the universe. You're only fooling yourself, and not even that well. The universe isn't scanning your surface-level smiles or your scripted thank you lists. It tunes into your core frequency, the one that's humming away beneath all the pretense, especially when you're alone with your thoughts. That's the real signal it picks up on. And if deep down there's doubt, fear, or a sense of lack bubbling under that fake positivity, that's what gets amplified. It's like trying to broadcast a clear radio station, but having static interference from a hidden storm. The message gets garbled, and nothing clear comes through. I've talked to countless people who've fallen into this cycle. They wake up, do their morning routine, affirmations in the mirror, visualization sessions, maybe even some journaling about how grateful they are for things they don't yet have. For a moment, it feels empowering. But by midday, when real life hits, a bill arrives, a relationship snag pops up, or work stress piles on, that forced vibe crumbles. And instead of manifestation magic, they end up feeling guilty for not holding it together. Why can't I stay positive? Am I broken? No, you're not broken. The method is flawed. Forcing high vibes creates this internal tug of war. You're essentially telling your subconscious, hey, pretend everything's awesome even though it isn't. And your subconscious? It's smarter than that. It logs the discrepancy, the inauthenticity, and reinforces the very lack you're trying to escape. That's why after all the effort, you might even feel more drained, more distant from your goals. This isn't just modern self-help gone wrong. It's got roots in a misunderstanding of how energy works. In ancient Hermetic traditions, they talked about something called the pendulum effect. Picture a pendulum swinging. One side is the positivity you're pushing, but because it's forced and not rooted in truth, it swings back just as hard to the negative side you were ignoring. Every artificial high creates an equal low. It's physics on an energetic level. You can't shove down pain, doubt, or frustration without it building pressure and exploding later. The ancients knew this. They didn't preach blind optimism. Instead, they emphasized balance, integration, and facing the full spectrum of your inner world. Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, often seen as the scribe of the gods, embodied this. His teachings, scattered through Hermetic texts like the Emerald Tablet, reveal that manifestation isn't about emotional manipulation. It's about aligning with your true essence, recording your authentic beliefs, and letting the universe echo that back. Let me break it down further. When you fake positivity, your body knows. It tenses up, your mind races with what-ifs, and your heart feels that hollow echo. The universe reads this as incoherence, a mixed signal. It doesn't respond to the words you chant or the images you visualize if they're layered over unresolved stuff. Instead, it mirrors the dominant frequency, which is often the hidden one. I don't have it yet, so I need to try harder. Boom, more of the same. That's the trap. It's not that feeling good is bad. It's that faking it to make it actually pushes your desires further away. True manifestation happens when you drop the act and deal with what's real. Thoth's wisdom flips the script here. He's all about the recording of your inner truths. In myths, he's the one weighing hearts in the afterlife, not based on outward deeds, but on the secret declarations of the soul. Apply that to now. Your subconscious is always recording, especially in those unguarded moments when a mask slips. Honesty time. How often have you tried to vibrate high right after a tough day? You sit there, eyes closed, forcing a grin, repeating, "I'm abundant, I'm loved, everything's perfect." But inside, there's that whisper, "Who are you kidding? Look at your life." That whisper? That's the Raol frequency broadcasting. And the universe, being impartial, doesn't judge, it just complies. It gives you more evidence to match that doubt. I've been there myself. Years ago, I was all in on the high vibe hype. Daily meditations, vision boards, the works. But my bank account stayed stagnant, relationships fizzled, and I felt like a fraud. It wasn't until I stumbled on Thoth's principles that things shifted. He teaches that the universe responds to integration, not denial. Acknowledge the low vibes, integrate them, and build from there. No more perfume on wounds. Heal the wound first. So, why does this myth persist? Because it's easy to sell. Quick fixes, feel-good promises, they go viral. But real change? That's deeper work. Thoth's lost wisdom cuts through the noise. Manifestation is about vibrational coherence, where your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs align without force. It's not high or low, it's true. In the Book of the Dead, Thoth records the heart's weight against a feather, not heavy with fakeness, but light with authenticity. When you're genuine, even in pain, that's when the magic starts. You stop the pendulum swing and create stability. The universe then has a clear signal to work with. But here's where it gets exciting. We're not stopping at debunking. Thoth offers a step-by-step path to apply this. It's practical, not fluffy. First, recognize the invisible sabotage, those moments when you fake it. Notice how it backfires. Then, shift to observing your true frequency without judgment. That's the foundation. As we go deeper, you'll see how to turn breakdowns into breakthroughs, using Thoth's insights to rewrite your inner script. No more guilt for not being high vibe enough. Instead, empowerment through truth. Imagine this. Instead of forcing joy, you allow whatever is there, frustration, fear, and from that place, consciously choose your response. Thoth called this the art of the scribe, writing your reality with deliberate intent, not reactive emotion. It's liberating. People who've applied this report shifts almost immediately, not because they vibrated higher, but because they vibrated real. Opportunities appear, synchronicities align, all without the exhaustion of pretense. We're just scratching the surface, but trust me, by embracing this, you're setting the stage for real transformation. Thoth's wisdom isn't lost anymore. It's right here, ready for you to apply. Stick with me, and let's uncover how to make it work in your life. Building on that, let's dive right into the heart of why faking those good feelings doesn't just fall flat. It actually digs you deeper into the hole you're trying to climb out of. You know the drill. You're scrolling through some manifestation video or book, and it tells you to plaster on that joy. Crank up the gratitude, even if your world's crumbling around you. But have you ever stopped to wonder why, after all that effort, things feel even more off? It's because pretending to be in a high vibe state when you're not is like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone. It might look covered, but the real issue festers underneath, and eventually it all comes crashing through. The universe isn't buying your act, and neither is your subconscious. Instead of attracting what you want, you're broadcasting a signal of inauthenticity, which only pulls in more confusion and stagnation. Thoth's teachings shine a light here, showing us that true manifestation springs from raw honesty, not polished pretense. And the craziest part? Your most powerful frequency isn't revealed in those forced happy moments. It's in the raw, unfiltered ones when you let your guard down. Picture this. You've had a rough day, maybe a rejection at work, a fight with a loved one, or just that overwhelming sense of why me. You decide to fix it with a quick manifestation routine. You sit down, close your eyes, and start affirming, "I'm so grateful for my abundant life," while forcing a smile that feels about as natural as a plastic flower. For a few minutes, you might even buy into it, feeling a flicker of hope. But as soon as you open your eyes and face reality again, that flicker dies, replaced by a heavier weight. Why? Because your body and mind know the truth. They're not separate from the process. They're the conductors of it. When you fake joy, your subconscious picks up on the mismatch, like a lie detector going off. It records not the words you said, but the underlying vibe. "I'm pretending because I don't have what I want." And just like that, you've reinforced the very lack you were trying to escape. Thoth, as the cosmic scribe, would say this is where the real writing happens. Not in your affirmations, but in the silent admissions your energy makes. This trap is sneaky because it masquerades as progress. Society pushes it hard. Fake it till you make it. But in the realm of vibration, faking it keeps you faking forever. Your emotions aren't just fleeting things. They're energetic signatures. When you layer fake positivity over real pain, you create dissonance like two notes clashing in a song. The universe, which thrives on harmony, can't respond cleanly to that. Instead, it mirrors the conflict back. More situations that make you question yourself, more delays in your desires showing up. I've heard from so many viewers who've been there. They force the vibes, feel a temporary high, then crash harder, wondering if manifestation is even real. It's real, all right, but not through deception. Thoth's wisdom flips this by emphasizing integration over imitation. In the Hermetic traditions he represents, it's about acknowledging the full spectrum, light and shadow, because denying the shadow only gives it more power. Now let's get into why those vulnerable moments are actually gold mines for your frequency. Everyone talks about manifesting from a place of strength, but Thoth points to the opposite. It's in your breakdowns when a mask slips that your true signal gets sent. Think about a night when you're alone, exhausted, and the pretense fades. You slump on the couch, head in hands, and think, "This is never going to change. I'm always struggling." That's not just venting. That's a vibrational command. Your subconscious, with no energy left for lies, records it as truth. And the universe? It doesn't argue. It delivers more of what matches that belief. But here's the empowering twist. Those moments aren't curses, they're opportunities. If you can catch yourself there and choose differently, you rewrite the script. Instead of "I'll never make it," shift to "This is temporary. I know who I am." Thoth's role as the heart weigher in Egyptian lore underscores this. It's the unguarded heart that tips the scales, not the performed one. Why do fake emotions backfire so spectacularly? It boils down to the body's intelligence. Your physical self stores every unresolved feeling, like tension in your shoulders from stress or a knot in your gut from fear. When you slap on fake joy, the body resists. It knows you're glossing over the truth. This creates resistance, which blocks flow. In Hermetic terms, it's the pendulum swinging back. Force one way, and the opposite pulls harder. You end up more frustrated, doubting the whole process. But embracing vulnerability? That dissolves the block. You allow the emotion, observe it without becoming it, and from there, set a genuine intention. Thoth teaches that this is where coherence begins, when your frequency aligns with reality, not against it. Let me share a story to make this hit home. A friend of mine was deep into the high vibe scene, manifesting her dream job. She'd affirm daily, visualize the office, feel the excitement. But privately, after rejections, she'd break down, thinking, "I'm not good enough." Guess what kept manifesting? More rejections. It wasn't until she faced those breakdowns head-on, journaling the fears, crying out, then affirming from a place of acceptance, that things shifted. A job offer came, not from forced vibes, but from authentic alignment. Thoth's lost wisdom echoes this. The scribe records the heart's truth in silence. Your vulnerable moments are the blank pages. What you write there shapes everything. So, how do you navigate this? Start by ditching the fakeness. Next time you feel low, don't rush to fix it with positivity. Sit with it. Ask, what is this teaching me? Then, consciously choose your response. This builds real frequency, one that's resilient because it's rooted in truth. Thoth's principles aren't about avoiding pain. They're about transmuting it. In the Emerald Tablet, it's as above, so below. Your inner honesty reflects outward. Fake emotions scatter your energy. Vulnerability focuses it. But it goes deeper. Pretending joy often stems from guilt, like you're supposed to be positive to deserve good things. That's another trap, breeding self-judgment that lowers your vibe further. Thoth counters this with non-judgmental recording. Observe without shame. In those raw moments, you're not weak, you're human, and that's where power lies. Viewers tell me this shift feels like freedom. No more performing for the universe, just being. Ultimately, unmasking this trap opens the door to Thoth's real magic. Your frequency emerges purest in vulnerability because that's when you're most you. Harness that, and manifestation becomes effortless. No more backfiring pretense, just authentic creation. As we move forward, we'll see how to turn that into conscious authority, staying steady no matter what. This realization about where your true frequency shows up leads us straight into something profound that Thoth's teachings highlight. You don't have to run from those tough moments or try to bury them under a pile of forced positivity. In fact, embracing them is where you start building real power. What if I told you that the key to manifesting isn't about never feeling low again, but about holding on to who you truly are even when everything inside feels like it's crumbling? That's conscious authority, the state where pain hits, fear surges, or doubt creeps in, but you don't let it redefine you. You feel it all, sure, but you stay anchored in your core identity, turning what could be a breakdown into a launch pad for vibrational strength. Thoth's wisdom flips the script here, showing that masters aren't those who avoid the storm. They're the ones who stand firm in it, remembering their divine spark no matter how fierce the winds blow. And once you get this, those vulnerable spots stop being weaknesses and become your greatest allies in creating the reality you want. Let's unpack what conscious authority really means, because it's not some airy concept. It's a practical shift you can make right now. Most people go through life identifying completely with their emotions. When things are going great, they feel unstoppable, like the world is theirs. But hit a snag, a missed opportunity, a heartbreak, or just a bad day, and suddenly they become that feeling. I'm a failure because I feel defeated. I'm unworthy because I feel rejected. It's like letting the weather dictate your entire personality. But Thoth, in the Hermetic texts, describes the initiate as someone who observes the chaos without getting swept away. You're like that ancient temple on solid rock. Earthquakes come, shaking everything, but the foundation holds. Conscious authority is that foundation inside you, an unshakable knowing that says, I feel this pain, but it doesn't own me. I choose who I am beyond it. Imagine you're in the middle of one of those raw moments we talked about, alone at night, the weight of the day pressing down, and that inner voice starts whispering all the old stories. You'll never change. This is just how it is for you. Without conscious authority, you'd sink into it, letting it record as your truth, and the universe would echo it back with more of the same. But with this authority, you pause, breathe, and respond differently. Yeah, this hurts right now, but I know I'm more than this moment. I'm the creator of my path, and this is just a step. It's not denying the emotion. That would be faking it again. It's welcoming it as a visitor, learning from it, but not letting it move in and redecorate your whole inner world. Thoth's lost wisdom emphasizes this as the turning point. In the judgment of the heart, it's not the pain that weighs you down. It's whether you let it eclipse your essence. Why does this matter for manifestation? Because your frequency isn't a snapshot of one good day or one bad mood. It's the consistent stance you take across all of them. When you practice conscious authority, you're training your subconscious to record strength even in weakness. The universe picks up on that coherence. This person holds their power no matter what. And suddenly those breakdowns, They transform. Instead of vibrational commands for more struggle, they become affirmations of resilience. I've seen this play out in real life. Take someone chasing a dream career. Rejections pile up, and in the pain, they could easily think, I'm not cut out for this. But with conscious authority, they feel the sting, then reaffirm, this rejection doesn't define me. It's feedback on my journey. The next opportunity? It aligns because their frequency stayed steady. Thoth illustrates this poetically in the myths. As the scribe, he doesn't erase the hard truths. He integrates them into the greater story. Your life is that story. Every fall is a plot twist, not the ending. Developing this authority starts small. Next time discomfort hits, observe it like a neutral witness. Okay, fear is here. What do you want to show me? Then, choose your response from your core self, not the emotion. It's like being the king or queen of your inner kingdom. Feelings are subjects, not rulers. They inform you, but you decide the laws. Hermetic teachings call this the art of transmutation, turning lead into gold, pain into power. No high vibes required, just honest authority. But let's be honest, it's not always easy. Old patterns die hard, and society doesn't help. We're taught to suppress negative feelings or drown them in distractions. Yet Thoth's wisdom counters that. Suppression swings the pendulum, but integration stabilizes it. Think of it as emotional alchemy. You don't banish the darkness. You blend it with light to create something new. Viewers who've tried this share stories of breakthroughs, like one woman dealing with chronic anxiety. She used to force positivity, which only amplified it. But embracing conscious authority, she'd feel the anxiety, acknowledge it, then reaffirm her strength. Over time, her manifestations flowed. Better health, deeper connections, because her frequency became coherent, not conflicted. This ties back to Thoth's role in the Book of the Dead. The heart is weighed not by what you showed the world, but by what you held true inside during trials. Your breakdowns are those trials. Pass them with authority, and the scales tip in your favor. It's revolutionary because it frees you from the high vibe pressure. You don't need to be on all the time. You just need to be real and resolute. And the beauty? It builds over time. Start with one moment, then another, and soon it's your default. The universe responds to that reliability, delivering matches to your empowered frequency. Of course, doubts might creep in. What if I can't hold it? What if the pain is too much? That's normal, but remember, conscious authority isn't perfection, it's persistence. Even masters fell, but they rose remembering who they were. Thoth teaches that the divine essence is always there. You just have to claim it. Practice by journaling post-breakdown. What did I feel? What did I choose instead? This reinforces the shift, making your vibrational power grow. Ultimately, embracing this turns you into the true creator Thoth envisioned, one who commands reality from within, not by forcing externals. Pain becomes a teacher, breakdowns become breakthroughs. And your frequency? It solidifies into something unbreakable. As we keep going, we'll see how this evolves into fully embodying your chosen role in life's grand play. That inner strength we're building through conscious authority naturally leads us to the next level, where you stop just holding steady in the storm and start fully stepping into the role you've chosen for yourself in this wild cosmic drama we call life. See, frequency isn't some fleeting emotion you chase or a high vibe you force. It's the character you decide to play every single day, the stance you take toward the world that shapes everything around you. Thoth's teachings peel back the layers on this, revealing that the universe doesn't hand out prizes based on temporary feelings or wishful thinking. It mirrors the role you're committed to living, the identity you embody in your thoughts, decisions, and actions, even when no one's watching. Once you grasp this, manifestation stops feeling like a gamble and becomes a deliberate performance where you're the star, directing the show from the inside out. And the best part? You don't need to wait for perfect conditions or peak positivity to start. You begin right where you are, claiming your part, and watching reality rewrite itself to fit. Let's break it down like this. Imagine life as this massive theater production. The stage is your daily world, Work, relationships, challenges, wins. Props and scenery shift all the time. Other actors come and go with their own scripts. But you're the lead. And the big question is, what character are you showing up as? Are you playing the victim, the one who's always overlooked, struggling against the odds, waiting for a hero to save the day? Or have you stepped into the role of the victor, the one who already has it figured out, who moves with quiet confidence, knowing the plot bends in their favor? Thoth, in his Hermetic wisdom, describes this as the cosmic echo. The universe isn't creating your story from scratch. It's reflecting the script you've already internalized. If you're still acting like the underdog deep down, even while dreaming of success, that's the role it reinforces. But claim the lead role fully, and the whole production aligns. This isn't about pretending or putting on a show for others. That's back to the fake vibes we ditched earlier. Embodying your role means inhabiting it so completely that it becomes your default way of being. It's the subtle shifts, how you think about a problem, the choices you make under pressure, the energy you bring to mundane moments. Want abundance? Don't just affirm it in a quiet corner. Start deciding like someone who already lives in plenty. Turn down opportunities that scream scarcity. Invest in yourself without second-guessing. Share freely knowing more flows back. It's not reckless. It's rooted in trust. Or say you're calling in deep connection. Embody the role of someone worthy of it by setting boundaries that honor your value, showing up authentically without chasing approval. Thoth's lost insights hammer this home. The scribe doesn't record your wishes. He notes the essence you represent, and the gods, or universe, respond accordingly. Why does this work so powerfully? Because frequency is cumulative. It's not one big emotional burst, but the steady hum of your chosen identity over time. Feelings fade, but the role you play sticks, vibrating out into every interaction. I've chatted with folks who've made this switch, and it's game-changing. One guy was stuck in a cycle of financial ups and downs, always affirming wealth but acting from fear, hoarding cash, avoiding risks. He shifted to embodying abundance, small acts like tipping generously, upgrading his mindset on spending his investment. No massive windfall overnight, but doors opened, better gigs, unexpected refunds, because his frequency matched the role. Thoth teaches in the Emerald Tablet that what is below is like that which is above. Your inner role dictates the outer scene. Play small, get small returns. Own the lead, and the universe casts supporting roles to match. But here's where a lot of people stumble. They want the new role but cling to old habits. It's like auditioning for a king while wearing beggar clothes. You can't embody empowerment if your daily script is full of self-doubt monologues. Start auditing your performance. How do you talk to yourself when plans flop? Do you default to, I knew it wouldn't work? Or, this is redirecting me to something better? Thoth's wisdom urges this self-scrutiny, like the heart-weighing ritual. Strip away illusions and stand in your truth. Embodying isn't effortful, it's alignment. Once you lock in, it feels natural, like slipping into clothes that fit perfectly after years in ill-fitting ones. Think about historical figures who lived this. Inventors, leaders, visionaries. They didn't wait for high vibes. They embodied their vision relentlessly. Edison didn't see failures as proof he was wrong. He played the role of the persistent innovator, and reality caught up with the light bulb. Thoth, mythically, was the mediator between realms, embodying wisdom to bridge gods and humans. You do the same. Bridge your current reality to the desired one by living as if the gap is already closed. No forcing joy, just consistent embodiment. Of course, resistance pops up. Old roles feel safe, familiar. Who am I to claim this? Your mind might whisper. That's the ego clinging to the known. Thoth counters with integration. Acknowledge the fear, but don't let it direct. Rehearse your new role daily. Morning routines where you visualize not just the goal, but yourself as the person who's achieved it. How do they walk, decide, respond? Mirror that. Over time, the subconscious buys in, recording this as your new normal. The universe, reading that script, delivers matching scenes. This ties into manifestation's core. It's not what you do occasionally, but who you are consistently. High vibes might spike your energy for a bit, but embodying your role sustains it. Viewers share how this freed them. No more emotional roller coasters, just steady progress. One woman embodied confidence after years of shyness. She started speaking up in meetings, owning her ideas. Promotions followed, not from vibes, but from the role she claimed. Ultimately, Thoth's teachings make this accessible. You're already in the play. Just upgrade your part. Embody it fully, and watch the universe applaud with synchronicities and opportunities. As we build on this, we'll explore the invisible planes where this all originates, decoding ancient maps like YHWH to make your creations even more precise. With that embodiment locked in, you're already operating on a deeper level, but to really amplify it, we have to venture into the unseen realms where all of this truly takes shape, the mental and etheric planes that Thoth's teachings illuminate as the birthplace of every reality. These aren't just abstract ideas or mystical fluff. They're the foundational layers where your intentions get architected before they ever touch the physical world. Think of it like this. The life you're living right now, with all its ups, downs, and in-betweens, didn't start here in the tangible stuff you can see and touch. It began as a blueprint in these invisible dimensions, projected outward like a hologram from the frequency you've been sustaining, whether you knew it or not. Thoth's lost wisdom demystifies this process, showing us that manifestation isn't random or reliant on surface-level vibes. It's a structured creation that happens first in the ether, guided by ancient codes that act like cosmic blueprints. And one of the most potent of these is the sacred tetragrammaton, YHWH, which isn't some distant religious relic, but a step-by-step map for bringing any desire from potential into form. Master navigating these planes, and you'll stop wrestling with the visible world, instead designing it from a source. Let's start by understanding these planes, because once you do, everything clicks. The mental plane is where thoughts and ideas take their first breath. It's the architect's drafting table. Here, your mind sketches out possibilities without limits, free from the constraints of time, space, or logic. But it's not enough to just think about what you want. Thoth emphasizes that this plane is about clarity and intention, planting the seed of awareness. Then comes the etheric plane, the energetic bridge between thought and matter. This is where vibration enters the picture, not as forced high energy, but as the subtle field that infuses your mental blueprint with life force. It's like the wiring in a house. The mental plane draws the plans, but the etheric powers it up, creating a coherent signal that the universe can read and replicate in the physical. Hermetic texts, attributed to Thoth, describe this as the as within, so without principle. Whatever you build in these invisible layers inevitably materializes, but only if it's aligned and complete. Ignore them, and you're like someone trying to fix a movie by yelling at the screen instead of adjusting the projector. Why do so many miss this? Because we're conditioned to focus on the end result, the physical changes like switching jobs or relationships to manifest better. But Thoth's wisdom reveals that's backward. Those external shifts are just echoes. The real work is upstream in the invisible. Take someone chasing financial freedom. They might hustle harder in the visible world, but if their mental plane is cluttered with scarcity thoughts and their etheric field hums with doubt, the hustle leads nowhere new. Navigate the planes properly, though, and you design abundance from the ground up. Start in the mental. Clearly define what prosperity means to you, not vaguely, but with precise imagery. Then etheric. Infuse it with the energy of already being, that embodied role we talked about. The universe, reading this holographic projection, starts syncing the physical to match. It's not magic. It's mechanics, as Thoth outlined in the Emerald Tablet. That which is above is from that which is below, and that which is below is from that which is above. Now, to make this navigational process crystal clear, let's decode YHWH, the divine name that Thoth's Egyptian roots parallel in their creation myths. This isn't about theology, it's a universal formula, a 4-step code for traversing the planes and manifesting with precision. Each letter is a phase, a gear in the machine of creation, and skipping one derails the whole thing. First up is Yod, the spark of pure potential in the mental plane. It's that initial awareness that I want this without form yet. Like a seed holding the DNA of a massive oak, Yod is the point where you recognize a desire stirring. But potential alone stays dormant. Thoth teaches you must activate it consciously, or it fizzles in the ether. Next, the first visualization, where you give shape in a mental plane. This is sculpting the blueprint. See the details, feel the textures, make it vivid. If Yod is the idea of a home, Hes imagining the rooms, the light streaming in, the sense of security. Thoth's parallels in Egyptian lore, like Ta creating through thought and word, echo this. Formless potential needs form to gain traction. But here's where many stop. They visualize sporadically, then wonder why nothing sticks. The code demands progression. Enter Vav, the emotional and energetic connection in the etheric plane. This is the belonging, where you don't just see it, you vibrate as if it's yours. It's the bridge, charging the mental image with feeling. Not forced joy, but a deep resonance like owning it already in your cells. Thoth's wisdom stresses this as the vital link. Without Vav's energy, your vision stays a daydream, lacking the etheric juice to cross into reality. Feel the gratitude not for what's coming, but for what already exists in the invisible. This coherence is what pulls it through. Finally, the second manifestation through aligned action in the physical. This seals the deal. Act as the embodiment of your creation. If you've built prosperity in the planes, don't hoard out of fear. Invest, give, decide from overflow. Thoth called this the word made flesh, the etheric blueprint grounding into matter. The full YHWH cycle ensures nothing's left to chance. It's a mathematical flow, precise and repeatable. Applying this in daily life transforms everything. Say you're manifesting a fulfilling relationship. Yod, awaken the desire for true connection. Visualize it clearly. What does it look like, feel like? Vav, connect emotionally, vibrating worthiness now. Act accordingly. Set boundaries, show up authentically. No high vibes needed, just follow the code. Viewers who've tried this report synchronicities piling up because they're navigating the planes intentionally, not haphazardly. But Thoth warns, these planes are always active. If you're unaware, you're still creating. Fear in the mental becomes anxiety in the etheric, manifesting as blocks. Conscious navigation flips that. Audit your thoughts, mental, align your energy, etheric, and watch the physical shift. It's empowering. No more victim to circumstances. You're the architect. Parallel Egyptian codes, like Adam's 4 phases of creation, reinforce this. Idea, form, energy, matter. Thoth, as the measurer, ensures balance. Use YHWH as your compass, and the invisible becomes your playground. As we wrap this understanding, remember, mastering these planes means your manifestations originate from depth, not surface. Next, we'll tackle the gap between declaration and delivery, where doubt tests your resolve. Having mapped out those invisible planes and the precise code to navigate them, you're equipped to create with intention. But here's where the real test of your mastery begins. The space between planting the seed in the ether and watching it sprout in your everyday reality. This manifestation gap isn't a glitch or a sign you've done something wrong. It's a built-in phase, a cosmic checkpoint designed to verify the solidity of your frequency before the universe commits to reshaping your world. Thoth's teachings prepare us for this, framing it not as a hurdle to dread, but as an opportunity to prove your coherence, where doubt tries to sneak in and actions become your anchor. Overcome this by staying aligned, recognizing subtle responses from the universe, and refusing to waver, turning what feels like delay into the forge that tempers your desires into unbreakable form. It's in this gap that impatient dreamers falter, but true creators thrive, honoring every whisper of progress as proof the wheels are turning. Let's face it, after you've embodied your role, followed the YHWH steps, sparking the idea, visualizing vividly, connecting emotionally, and acting in alignment, you might expect instant results. But reality doesn't work on demand like that. There's always this interim period, sometimes days, often weeks or months, where the external world lags behind your internal shift. Bills still stack up, relationships test your patience, opportunities seem scarce. It's tempting to think maybe it's not working, and that's precisely where doubt creeps in, whispering that you're fooling yourself or that manifestation is just hype. Thoth's wisdom counters this harshly. The gap is the universe's filter, asking, do you hold this frequency when nothing confirms it? If you doubt, negotiate, or shrink back, your signal wobbles and creation pauses. But maintain it, and the gap becomes an accelerator, compressing time as your vibration proves unshakable. Doubt is the silent saboteur here, disguised as realism or caution. It doesn't storm in. It slips through cracks with thoughts like, what if this is all wishful thinking, or I need proof first? But proof comes after belief, not before. Thoth's hermetic principles make this clear. The invisible precedes the visible. Doubt fractures your field, turning a clear broadcast into static the universe can't decode. To overcome it, build alignment across your whole being. Mind crystal clear on your identity, emotions fueling it without contradiction, body moving with certainty, actions sealing the deal. This isn't about blind faith, it's engineered coherence. When doubt hits, pause and realign. Revisit your mental blueprint, reaffirm the emotional connection, take a small action that matches your role. It's like tuning an instrument. One off note ruins the harmony, but adjustment restores it. Actions are your lifeline in this phase because they ground the etheric into the physical, speeding the process while silencing doubt. The universe doesn't just listen to your inner declarations, it watches how you behave. Embody prosperity? Make decisions from abundance. Perhaps donate to a cause or invest in growth, not from fear but flow. Seeking love? Treat yourself with the care you'd give a cherished partner, setting standards that reflect worthiness. These aren't grand gestures, they're daily proofs. Thoth taught that action is the final the manifestation anchor. Without it, your frequency floats untethered. Viewers who've applied this say it transforms the gap. One man, after declaring health, started walking daily despite no immediate changes. Doubt faded as habits built, and soon, energy surged, doctors noted improvements. Actions confirmed to the universe, I'm ready to sustain this. But even with alignment, the gap can feel endless if you miss the universe's subtle responses. Those initial waves that aren't the full delivery, but hints it's listening. Thoth's insights liken this to a master artisan handing tools before the masterpiece. Dismiss them, and progress halts. Honor them, and more follows. These show up as synchronicities, a random idea, an unexpected conversation, a small win that aligns with your vision. For prosperity, it might be a side gig offer, not the jackpot yet. For growth, a book recommendation that sparks insight. The danger? Impatience labels them insignificant, closing the flow. Instead, celebrate them as evidence. Gratitude here isn't forced. It's recognition of momentum. Thoth warned, reject the first step, and the path vanishes. By valuing these, you amplify your field, inviting escalation. This honoring shifts your mindset from waiting to participating. The gap isn't passive, it's active co-creation. When a hint arrives, act on it, follow the lead, build on the brick. This proves vibrational consistency, telling the universe, I see you, I'm in. Doubt dissolves because you're engaging, not just hoping. In Egyptian myths, Thoth as mediator bridges realms by acknowledging signs. You do the same. One woman manifesting a move saw a casual chat about a city as trivial at first, but honoring it led to research, then opportunities unfolding. The gap shortened because she responded. Of course, Challenges arise, old patterns resurface, external noise amplifies doubt. Thoth's response: return to conscious authority. Feel the frustration, but choose embodiment. Journal the hints, track alignments to build evidence against doubt. Over time, the gap feels less like a void and more like gestation, where roots form unseen. Nature mirrors this. Seeds don't sprout instantly, but tend them, and growth is inevitable. Mastering this phase means understanding manifestation as a law, not luck. The universe tests for sustainability. If you can't hold the frequency now, you won't when it arrives. Pass by aligning actions, overcoming doubt through coherence, and honoring responses, and delivery becomes certain. Thoth's lost wisdom assures. The temple stands firm in the invisible. The physical merely echoes. Your gap is the proving ground. Emerge stronger, and reality conforms. As we wrap up this deep dive into Thoth's timeless wisdom, remember, manifesting isn't about chasing highs or forcing outcomes. It's about aligning with your authentic frequency, integrating every part of you, and trusting the process from the invisible planes to the tangible world. You've got the tools now. Ditch the fake vibes. Embrace your vulnerable moments as power sources. Claim conscious authority to stay unshaken. Embody your chosen role in life's theater. Navigate the creation codes like YHWH and master the gap by squashing doubt with aligned actions while honoring those subtle universe nudges. Apply this step by step, and you'll notice shifts. Not overnight miracles, but steady transformations that build into the life you desire. Thoth didn't just scribe secrets. He empowered seekers to become creators. You're that seeker. Start small today. In your next quiet moment, declare your frequency without pretense. Live it through your choices. The universe is listening, ready to echo back what you truly are. Keep experimenting, stay consistent, and watch how reality bends to your coherent vibe. Your journey's just beginning. Own it. Drop this in the comments. I am the frequency of what I desire. Let your vibration ripple out and leave its mark on the universe.